Okay, so like by way of introduction, I have a few thank yous to hand out. The first thank you that I have to hand out is to Jill Bacon. If you could please put your hands together for Jill Bacon. I don't think there are too many places in Akron that do a really great job of putting together entertainment that is this totally cool. Jill, you do a great job of putting together talent and putting it in one room. This is really cool. Thank you for doing that, Jill. And the second thank you that I have to pass out, I owe a debt of gratitude and also a debt to Blue Green. Blue doesn't know this. I owe Blue a debt for helping to put together an organization called Penn Ohio. I still owe a grant out to Blue for helping to make Penn Ohio possible, and I'm still waiting to put together that grant. And please know that that grant is still outbound, and I've just had too many things going on to get that grant out. But Blue Green has done a great job in helping to make a writing organization possible to help students across Ohio to be able to tell their stories, which is what you all are here doing tonight. And we're going to talk about this tonight just a little bit, and I hope you'll bear with me because I wanted to share an example of what Penn Ohio is doing. But I wanted you to also know that a founding person who has helped to make what y'all are here to do tonight possible in the person of Blue Green has also been doing something else through Penn Ohio that's operative in schools across the state of Ohio. Has done something very meaningful in the state of Ohio that y'all would want to know about. He's really helped to help make something happen for schools across the state of Ohio by helping us to get off the ground. And Blue, I wanted to say thank you to you. You've done some really good stuff. Okay, so here it goes. Did any of you ever hear of anything called Power of the Pen? If you have, would you please raise your hand? Okay, so there's this idea. Okay, so here's what the idea is. The idea is that if you ever wanted to, what you could do if you were in school starting in 7th grade, you could come out, and what you could do, like you would join a volleyball team, or you could join a football team, or you could join a baseball team, you could join your school's writing team, right? You could actually come out, you could be on your school's team, and you could be on a writing team, right? Okay, so how about that? How about if you could compete on a school team in a sport of creative writing, right? How about that? And how about if we did this all across the state of Ohio in writing, and it didn't just take place in writing in the state of Ohio? How about if this was able to happen on a national level, right? How about if we did this? How about if what you guys are doing here tonight in storytelling happened in schools, so that people didn't just go to school and be able to have to take writing and go, oh, I gotta go to school and I gotta write. Oh, I don't want to go to the English class because I gotta write. But how if they go, oh man, it's writing class. This is so cool, man. I actually get to go to writing class because I want to go. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so how about if we did that? And so we've developed a league, and it's called Penn Ohio. And Penn Ohio last year had 36 schools that were involved, and this year, guess what? We've got 215 as of today school districts that are involved in Penn Ohio, and we are growing by the rate of 10 school districts that are joining every day.
Yeah.
Right? So this is getting very, very serious for us. Okay, so what I figured I'd do is I would share with you one example of one story that was written last year that's an award-winning story that came out of one Penn Ohio tournament of one kid that won a scholarship and a free ride to a college, if that would be okay with you. Just to give you an example of one story, that's one great story that one kid wrote that won him a free ride to college. Would that be okay? That'd be all right?
Freebird.
This kid wrote one story. Yeah. You got Freebird? You got Freebird? Let's do the Freebird, man.
Hey, I'll sing it with you.
This kid wrote this story in 40 minutes on a blank piece of paper. And he wrote this story to a prompt. Do you want to know what the prompt was? So he didn't know what he was going to write the story to, and somebody wrote on a board, they wrote this prompt, right? So imagine yourself, you're in this position, right? You don't know what you're going to have to write to. You got 40 minutes. And somebody writes this on the board. They're going to write this on the chalkboard. Right? I got to find what the prompt was. Hang on.
If you were Donald Trump, what would you do?
No, hang on. I got to find this. Hang on.
Well,
Hang on.
there's going to be a lot of different people.
Hang
A lot
on.
of different things.
This story was written by Max Meese. The prompt was this. This is what they wrote on the chalkboard. That's the best excuse I ever heard. Develop a narrative based on this sentence.
What is it?
That's the best excuse I ever heard. Develop a narrative based on this sentence. That's all the instruction this kid got. You got 40 minutes. Go. Blank sheet of paper. Here's what the kid writes. This kid's an 11th grader. Okay? Here's the title of what their kid writes. The Great Captain and the Medoc Mythos. Ancient Filipino legend talks of a great and mysterious being. Music, please. Ancient Filipino legend talks of a great and mysterious being. An ominous monstrosity so vastly ginormous and incredibly malignant, its very name strikes fear in the souls of the Filipino elders. Medoc. Medoc is said to rest in the sea at depths and distances too vast for human exploration. Medoc is infinite, spanning the years and eons of prehistory, resting now only to give us a false sense of safety, security, and superiority. For humans are not the dominant figure on this planet. Medoc lies clouded by inky waters for the right to rise again. If provoked, Medoc will unleash a vengeance unmatched and unimagined by any humans or life forces at all. The only reference we have for the fearsome and biblical capabilities of this beast lay within a fable spread by word of mouth. It speaks of a great sailor born to the ocean, captaining a vessel at a young age. This legendary captain had no name, but a love for the sea is where he placed his faith. Our captain had heard many a time the myths of Medoc and longed to find it, if only to stare in awestruck wonder. The captain's raw curiosity fueled the lamp by which he studied Medoc. Endless sunsets spent gathering information until the sun rose on the day our captain discovered what he longed for. Medoc's resting place. Following a map of the stars, he sailed to this fabled location far from any civilization. On the day where he came upon the mythical place in the sea, he anchored his boat. In an effort to get Medoc's attention, he began throwing things overboard, so might sink to the bottom and touch the creature but to no avail. The captain stayed out there 3 weeks past his rations. After eating his mattress, he was discouraged and sailed away. Feeling betrayed by the ocean, he ran his boat ashore and stepped onto land for the first time since his birth. He dismantled his ship and formed a home from his boards. After failing in his life goal to finding Medoc, the former captain fell into a deep depression. Years went by, and the captain resurfaced from his disappointment and started a new life. He founded a company creating tiny knickknacks and trinkets to sell. He adored his work and crafted and sold them from the comfort of his own home. The former captain was finally at peace, but it was not to be. Deep within the ocean, in a place far from human civilization, Medoc awoke, rising from the eons-long slumber. The beast was infuriated to find it was covered in human creation that had been cast overboard from a ship. Medoc does not forget easily, and Medoc never forgets. The mighty beast emerged from the depths, thrashing about, sending monumental tidal waves in every direction. Medoc could smell the sickening scent of the captain who buried the beast. Medoc followed the scent. On a trail that ended in vengeance, Medoc came ashore and discovered a small wooden hut emitting that familiar scent. Infuriated, Medoc bellowed a bone-melting cry, opened its mouth aperture, and swallowed the hut of the captain. And as quickly as it came, Medoc vanished back into the sea. Luckily for our captain, he was at market when the incident occurred. Hearing the screech, he ran to his house to find only a crater with a single shiny scale off the Medoc. He clutched the scale and fell to the ground in a heap. His store, his job, his home, all gone. The wind in the belly of the ancient sea monster. Unemployed and homeless, what will he ever do? Well, I'm here to tell you that I am the captain of this story. And no, I did not do last night's assignment. Why? Because Medoc ate my homework.